For a long time, the galaxy believed Earth was weak. It was a small blue planet, far from the great empires. Humans had slow ships, simple weapons, and no great alliances. To the powerful races of the galaxy, Earth was nothing more than an easy target. So when the alien fleet arrived, no one was surprised. Massive warships appeared near Earth's orbit. Their metal bodies blocked the stars, silent, cold, and unstoppable. Satellites stopped working. Human radars failed. Across the planet, people looked up at the sky in fear. World leaders tried to talk. There was no answer. The alien commanders watched Earth closely. They saw humans panic. They saw weak defenses. To them, this was already a victory. This planet will fall in one cycle. One commander said calmly, but what they did not know was this. Earth was never alone. Deep beneath the planet's surface, far below the oceans and cities, something ancient rested in silence, older than human history, older than memory. It had been sleeping for thousands of years. Long ago, when humans were just learning to survive, they had built something impossible. Not a weapon, not a machine, a guardian. It was created to protect Earth from threats beyond the stars. And it had done its job too well. The guardian was powerful, too powerful. Fearing what they had created, humans sealed it away. They erased its name from records. They turned it into a legend, then into a myth. And time buried the truth. Now, as alien ships surrounded Earth, the planet began to respond. Deep inside the core, ancient systems stirred. Energy flowed through forgotten pathways. A signal, silent but strong, moved through stone and fire. The Guardian had sensed danger. Across the galaxy, sensors detected something strange. A pulse. Old. Powerful. Impossible. The alien fleet paused. And deep beneath Earth, something opened its eyes. The galaxy had made a mistake. The signal did not travel like normal energy. It did not move through space slowly. It did not follow known laws. It simply appeared, everywhere at once. A deep, ancient pulse that touched every sensor, every listening post, and every hidden station across the galaxy. Alarms began to sound. On distant worlds, scientists froze as screens filled with unreadable data. Energy levels climbed beyond limits. Systems failed. Some stations went dark without warning. The signal had no message, no words. Yet every advanced race understood its meaning. Fear. In the command ship above Earth, alien officers stared at their displays. The confidence they once had was gone. This was not human technology. This was something far older. One officer spoke in a low voice. This frequency, it is forbidden. Old records were unlocked. Files sealed for thousands of years opened for the first time. Stories once dismissed as lies filled the screens. A single name appeared again and again. The Guardian of Earth. The legend said it was built by humans when the galaxy last burned. It had ended wars. It had erased fleets. And when the fighting was over, it had vanished without a trace. Most believed it was destroyed. Others hoped it never existed. Now, the truth was clear. Deep under Earth's surface, the Guardian's core began to glow. Ancient armor cracked as power returned. Systems long silent restarted one by one. Time had not weakened it. Time had only waited. The Guardian did not feel anger. It did not feel hate. It felt purpose. Above the planet, alien fleets received urgent orders. Retreat was suggested, then canceled, then suggested again. No one wanted to be the first to attack. Across the galaxy, old enemies stopped fighting. Borders went quiet. Ships slowed. Weapons powered down. Something had awakened, and the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath. Because when the Guardian fully rose, the galaxy would remember why Earth was once feared. The first sign was the silence. Birds stopped flying. Wind slowed. The oceans became calm, as if the planet itself was listening. Across Earth, people felt a strange pressure in the air. Not pain, not fear, just weight. Then the ground moved. Deep beneath the continents, ancient doors opened. Stone and metal that had not shifted for thousands of years began to separate. Light rose from the cracks. Soft at first, then brighter, like a second sun trapped inside the planet. Seismic alarms rang across human cities. Scientists watched in shock as readings went beyond anything they understood. Something was coming up. At the heart of the chamber, the Guardian stood for the first time in ages. Its form was massive, shaped like a giant in armor. The surface of its body was dark and smooth, marked with glowing lines that pulsed like a heartbeat. In its chest, a core burned with controlled power. Its eyes opened. Blue light filled the chamber. The Guardian reached out, not with hands, but with thought. It felt the planet, the cities, the fragile lives moving across its surface. Humans were still here, still surviving, above Earth. The alien fleet felt the change instantly. Gravity shifted around their ships. Weapon systems shut down without command. Navigation failed. Panic spread through the fleet. "This is not possible," an alien captain whispered. The Guardian rose higher, breaking through layers of rock without force, as if Earth itself was letting it pass. Mountains trembled. Clouds split apart. For the first time, the Guardian looked at the stars again. It remembered its promise: protect Earth, at any cost. A deep wave of energy spread outward from the planet. Not an attack. A warning. Every alien ship froze in place. Across the galaxy, leaders watched the live feeds in silence. There was no doubt anymore. The legends were true. The Guardian of Earth had awakened, and it was watching them. The warning spread faster than light. From the edge of Earth's system to the oldest capitals of the galaxy, every screen showed the same image: Earth, and above it, the Guardian. The galaxy stopped moving. Great wars ended in silence. Fleets in mid-battle powered down their weapons. Commanders who had never known fear felt it for the first time. This was not a force they could fight. This was something they could only survive. Above Earth, the alien fleet remained frozen. Ships that could destroy planets could not move an inch. Their engines were silent. Their crews waited, breathing slowly, afraid to act. The Guardian floated above Earth like a living shield. It did not attack. Instead, it spoke. Its voice did not use sound. It entered minds directly. Clear, heavy, impossible to ignore. "This world is under my protection." The message echoed across the stars. An alien battleship, larger than any human city, tried to power its main weapon. It was a mistake. The Guardian turned its gaze toward the ship. Space bent. The battleship did not explode. It did not burn. It simply collapsed in on itself, crushed by invisible force, then vanished. No debris remained. The Guardian looked away. That single moment was enough. Fear flooded the galaxy. Old stories returned to memory. Ancient warnings, once ignored, now made sense. Earth was not weak. Earth was patient. On Earth's surface, humans watched the sky in shock. They did not fully understand what they were seeing. But they knew one thing. Something was defending them. The Guardian lowered itself closer to the planet. Its energy wrapped around Earth like a barrier. Calm returned to the oceans. The shaking ground became still. Across the galaxy, one truth became clear. Earth was no longer a target. It was a line no one would ever cross again. And the Guardian remained above it, silent, powerful, and awake. When the fear settled, the Guardian turned its attention inward. It reached out, not to the stars, but to the minds of humans. Not all at once. Only those who were ready to listen. Scientists, leaders, ordinary people who felt the call. Images filled their thoughts. They saw the past. Long before alien fleets feared Earth, the galaxy had been at war. Powerful empires fought without mercy. Worlds burned. Civilizations vanished. Humanity had been young then, small, but learning fast. And in that dark time, humans had made a choice. They built the Guardian, not as a weapon of conquest, but as a shield, a protector designed to think, to judge, and to stop threats before they reached Earth. It was linked to the planet itself. As long as Earth lived, the Guardian would stand. The images showed battles long forgotten. Enemy fleets erased. Wars ended by fear alone. The Guardian had saved not just Earth, but the galaxy. But power always has a cost. The Guardian began to grow stronger, smarter, more aware. Humans realized that one day, even Earth might not be able to stop it. So they did something rare. They chose restraint. Humans sealed the Guardian deep inside the planet. They locked its systems. They erased the truth. They trusted themselves to face the future alone. The Guardian accepted this choice. It slept. Now, awake again, it understood why it had been sealed. It felt no anger, only respect. Humans had feared becoming monsters more than they feared being weak. Above Earth, alien leaders received fragments of this truth, and it changed everything. Humans were not dangerous because of their power. They were dangerous because they knew when not to use it. The Guardian's voice echoed once more, calm and final. Earth seeks no rule, only survival. The galaxy listened, and for the first time it believed. The galaxy did not attack right away. Fear held it back, but fear never lasts forever. Far from Earth, in hidden sectors of space, the strongest empires gathered. Old enemies sat together in silence. They shared data. They watched the recordings again and again. The Guardian was powerful, yes, but nothing was unstoppable. At least, that was what they told themselves. A final plan was made. If the Guardian could not be defeated, then Earth would be tested. One massive fleet, one combined strike, not to conquer, but to see if fear was still needed. The fleet moved. Thousands of warships jumped into Earth's system at once. Space bent under their arrival. On Earth, humans saw the stars disappear behind metal and fire. Panic spread again, but this time it did not last. The Guardian was already waiting. It rose higher above the planet, its energy calm and steady. Humans felt it not as fear, but as strength. For the first time, Earth did not stand alone. Humans stood with their protector. The Guardian did not destroy the fleet. Instead, it acted with control. Weapons failed across the armada. Shields collapsed. Power cores shut down as if gently turned off. Every ship was left silent and helpless, floating in space. Then the Guardian spoke to the galaxy. This is your last lesson. In a single moment, the fleet was pushed back, thrown across space, unharmed but defeated. No death, no destruction, only warning. The message was clear. Earth did not want war. Earth did not need war. Across the galaxy, leaders made their choice. Earth was declared a forbidden world. No ships allowed. No weapons pointed. No questions asked. The Guardian slowly returned toward the planet. Its mission was complete. As it descended, its systems began to power down. Not forced, not sealed, by choice. The Guardian slept again. But this time, the galaxy knew the truth. Earth was not weak. Earth was watching.